that might have been part of the problem. All right.
Oh no.
Twitch.tv/True Moriarty, and is it on now? Still hosting Sherry D. So once I'm on Twitch.tv, how do I tell it to start streaming? That's the part I don't remember. Oh, never mind. I just stopped being an idiot. We're good. All right.
Okay, but room details though.
Yeah, that's the new important part. Okay, SpyCrabPootis. Okay, it's Exceed Pass Last Day in Tabletop Simulator.
Last day?
Yes.
Okay, but what's the name of the room?
Exceed.
There are 3 of them.
Oh no. All right, well hold on.
Okay, one is SpyCrab, so I think that's fine. Last day, all small letters.
Last and day appear to be caps. I'm gonna post this into the.
Yeah, just post it so that I don't make a mistake.
Yes, there you are.
There I am. Where?
Right there.
Feel free to post it in Exceed chat too.
Yes, event discussion.
Not just event discussion, but like actual, Exceed chat.
Good point.
Like it is relevant to Exceed.
I'll also post that. All right, join.
I want to be a spectator. All the knights against essentially keep away the team.
It's SpyCrabPootis running We 3 Knights.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
We 3 knights of valiant kind. Polka floats, really? Okay.
Alright, hey man. It's good. And now we just gotta wait.
No judgments on the polka floats, dude.
Yeah, well, listen. You better not.
It's pretty good. I like them polka floats.
You better not.
By the way, in actual Smash, this is a terrible stage.
Oh, Marco, you've made an enemy today.
Oh. I think Final Destination is the best stage in Smash.
I think Final Destination belongs in the trash.
Oh.
Alrighty, so.
I call this the bold and the brash.
Alrighty, cool. Got the stream chat going on here. Okay. So, looks like they're setting up here.
All right. So, welcome everyone to
hello.
Matchup Madness. It's going to be me, your host. Well, I'm more of a co-host today. I'm a co-commentator. Marcos Santos, also known as Mechanic. With me is a really great main host and our streamer for this.
You're the main host. I'm the stream host.
I mean, look, it's all about the relativity. Introduce yourself, my friend.
I'm Moriarty. I do things.
You made this playmat that we're seeing right now.
I did make this playmat. I'll take credit for that one.
Right, this amazing playmat. So we're seeing the first characters pop out right now. It's Sydney and Serena against King Knight.
All right.
This is a very interesting matchup.
A lot of armor.
It's a lot of defenses against a lot of. So here's the big thing. A lot of King Knight's hit confirm comes in the form of movement. So he has shoulder charge as well as scepter slam to be able to, easily get in on Sydney and Serena. Here's the big problem though. Sydney and Serena has a multitude of ways to stop something like that. They have a bunch of moves that are essentially just Serena centered sweeps. So you have gosh, I forget the name. Do you remember the name of the special that's 0 to 1? It's stun immune and has armor.
I believe that's Alrune's Kiss.
No, that's the Ultra.
Oh, that's the Ultra. Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't remember off the top of my head. I should.
Right.
My Bergs plays it, but I have a feeling we'll know very quickly here. But
right.
No armor. Yeah.
Regardless, it's that one's a sweep. We also have Spore Burst, which is another sweep. So if King Knight tries to get in, Sydney and Serena is going to get a pot shot in as well. So that's going to be very, very good for them. The big thing here is whether or not Poiman's going to be able to respond to King Knight's giant decrees. The decrees are very powerful, and there's not a lot that Sydney and Serena can do to stop a King Knight decree. Because they don't have a lot of defensive options. Their best bet is probably to... Oh, it's Choking Thorns. There you go. That's the name of the thing. Yeah, right. So they probably want to boost Bark Skin or probably boost Vine Snare in order to stop King Knight from approaching. Or, when he decrees, King Knight can easily just spike you, but that's the mix-up, ultimately. So this is really a matchup of whether or not Poiman's able to play the defensive game really well. And from what I know of Poiman and his metagame, defensive play is what they're all about. So we'll see whether or not SpyCrab can adapt.
Right, because he's from the Miz metagame with Taxi, right?
Right. We call it Taxi Meta as a joke.
Yeah, so this could be something.
You might want to tell your players to click start turn so that this text disappears from the top.
It's like a obstacle. It's another advantage to
to whom? It is an obstacle for the viewers so that they can't understand what's going on.
I can't have all the answers for you, Marco. You're the mechanic critic. You're the one who knows.
Oh no, but that's not a mechanic. Is it a mechanic? Who knows? Maybe we make an Exceed character that just flicks dexterity cards around.
Oh, there was a BattleCon character like that, wasn't there? One of the
there was. Yeah, Mark PTO. He's a meme.
Yeah.
It seems like King Knight's going first. This is standard King Knight opening. You want to be first. Now let's see whether or not SpyCrab will boost. If you have a really good opener in your hand, that's good at range 2. Something like Spin. Interesting.
Looks like
boosting this. This is a bit questionable to me because there's only one play King Knight has at this range, and it's Scepter Slam. And none of Sydney and Serena's plays from this range actually outspeed Scepter Slam on offense. So I don't know why this is happening. This is probably a Choking Thorn / Spore Burst, and he's going to Scepter Slam in response. Or a dive, I guess. No, it's just a block.
Interesting. You called it right on with the Spore Burst, though.
This is really interesting. I don't know why you would boost light on that, but now we have... Spore Burst pushes the opponent. Okay, I thought I was losing my mind.
Nope. Looks like they caught that too.
All right. This is a very, very rough start for King Knight. You lost one of your lights. It's one of your biggest payout boosts. You need lots of copies of light. King Knight has 4 of them.
Yeah. Did he?
6 if you count his decrees.
Yeah, and now he's all the way here on the edge of the arena. Did the King Knight player draw for resolving the continuous boost?
The King Knight player should have. Please remind them. Yeah, because the King Knight should have gone from 5 to 4 to 6. Then struck with a block, so...
Yeah, so we should have 5 in hand. Okay, I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, they should have 5 in hand right now before spending for their block.
Maybe I missed a spend on block. Oh, we missed a spend on block.
We missed a spend on block. Okay. Huh? Then that means King Knight still should have taken some damage, like 1. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
If it's only 2 spend on block, then he should have taken 1.
Right.
So this is still really bad. So this is what I was talking about, whether or not we would be able to... interesting. He's boosting this because I assume he's scared of Pea Shooter, which I don't think you should be.
Right.
King Knight better Scepter Slam or dive right now. If it's another block, I think that might be a mistake.
Yes. Okay, looks like they're boosting Fierce, probably to get around that, but again, that seems like as long as they're able to keep them at that distance, things should go pretty well for them.
I think King Knight's best line of play is to prepare a bit, get some cards, because he's already in a losing position, and throwing all of your cards away as King Knight's not great because you have no decree action after. So you might want to search for Scepter Slam, because here's the thing, at this range, only Pea Shooter is a threat. So if he actually does Scepter Slam right now and he ends up at range 1 from Serena, Interesting. That's also a good move.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it'll move him too.
Ooh, I don't know that it pay with Gauge personally, but that's me.
Yeah, spending Gauge is really interesting because King Knight Succeed is pretty good. It draws him a bunch of cards. It gives him access to his other decrees. Granted, it seems like SpyCrab doesn't really use decrees that often. So we're back where we started.
Except King Knight's 1 damage down.
With a bunch of boosts. There's the slam.
There we go. All right.
Yeah, they were just flipping cards continuously on each other. This is actually really good for King Knight.
Yeah, looks like he's going to go in.
Right. I wouldn't spend any cards for bonus power right now.
Yeah, there's really no need to once you've stunned them.
Right.
And it looks like they agree.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you still spend even if you already stunned them. Just so that you can get them to a threshold, but we're at 30 life. There's no threshold to be had.
Yeah, at this point, I think the card advantage is just a stronger overall use for him.
Right, and that was good because that was King Knight defending against that. So that means it's King Knight's turn now, right? Or did I make a mistake?
No,
it's King Knight's turn.
Yeah, he boosted Strut, and then Serena went ahead and Blossom Hazed. So yeah, it is King Knight's turn.
There's light once more.
I guess just hoping the guy doesn't have the other grasp in hand, maybe? I'm not really sure at this range what he's trying to do.
I don't know. Wouldn't you rather just actually sweep from this range? Because there's not much Sydney and Serena can do, especially after one of the Spore Bursts is already down. There's not a lot of counterplay to it. Not even Cross would do anything. So, yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't just sweep at this point.
Yeah, you got me on that one. Maybe he's just trying to get quick Gauge so he can exceed.
Well, if he wanted to get quick Gauge, he could have just swept.
Yeah, I say even then sweep is because sweep also gets rid of the card in hand and makes it so Sydney and Serena can't keep controlling the tempo of the match by striking.
Right. I mean, I guess King Knight is way ahead right now, quote unquote. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's only 1 life, but he has 6 cards in hand, so maybe.
All right, and not a single decree has been used yet. King Knight waiting on King Knight's defense. What do you think this is? What do you think this attack from Sydney and Serena is, Moriarty?
I think at range 1, if he's got a boost sweep, he could be faking out with the block. But I think he's probably he knows he's going to take damage, right? So he's probably either doing block, choking thorns. Those are my reads on the situation.
Yeah, I think choking thorns is actually the play right now. It's basically super safe. Even if it doesn't end up hitting King Knight, it will basically trade up against most of the things King Knight can do. So there's the choking thorns.
You called it right there.
And King Knight played the appropriate move. Spin jump actually dodges choking thorns.
Yeah,
so great play on King Knight's part.
He's getting out of the way, and he's getting to safety, and he's doing it in style.
Interesting. It seems that King Knight has declined to boost from hand.
That is interesting. I wonder what he's gotten there that he's not going to boost it.
Well, maybe he just doesn't have any boosts. Or maybe they're resolving all of this. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because this can actually compound your damage, especially if there's a fierce in there. And remember, because it's King Knight, that card isn't actually a card loss, right?
Right.
There you go. There's the fierce.
There it is.
All right, an extra 2 damage. And King Knight draws a card because he resolved the continuous boost.
Yeah. This is actually a pretty high-stakes match, too. I don't know if you're familiar with the situation in Pool E, but the winner of this match will advance and the loser will not.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is some pretty high stakes.
Yeah, so the strikes being this close are really exciting.
Right. Can we please remind the King Knight player to draw an extra card?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. They're probably arguing whether or not it draws him a card. Tell them it draws him a card.
Okay.
Yeah. King Knight's ability procs off spin jumps boost thing.
Yep.
You don't draw during a strike. You might want to call your TO at this point. King Knight's UA. draws him when he uses spin jump to resolve the boost.
Correct.
Yeah.
Looks like they're looking at it right now. So if they have another question, I'll jump in.
I think they might be debating on whether or not the spin jump resolution from hand counts as resolving a boost. It does. As far as I know, right? I could be completely wrong.
Oh, it looks like they're not in
But
any of the general rooms, so I can't just jump into the room and
right.
but it does. It does when resolving boost.
Yeah, I mean, when we play tested that, I played it that way, so I could like if I'm wrong, then all the playtesting I did was wrong.
No, it's whenever he resolves a continuous boost. So yeah, I think you are correct.
All right, that's great. That was a really good play on SpyCrab's part. I really commend that play. Yes. Okay. Good. Just making sure. Right.
Yeah. So no, it is a weird proc, but it does.
Ooh.
That is somewhat scary. Although getting rid of the focus for it means he's got 2 of his range 2 options in the discard pile there. So what is he holding in? You think?
Spin jump number 2.
Yeah, probably. Okay, that's a good point.
A prep. Interesting.
Yeah. Well,
this is actually really rough for Sydney and Serena because this is the worst. This is where they're worst. It's when Serena's far away and Sydney has to fight.
Yeah, because he doesn't have his regular options. It's also really rough for them because there's no real soil up here in the clouds for Serena to take root into. So can't get those nutrients.
Sorry, on your stream, is the grasp still in play or is it in the discard?
Grasp, I think is. You should have. Oh, you're talking about fierce?
Yeah, is the fierce boost still in play?
Yeah, doesn't spin jump allow you to sustain it?
Yes. Oh, right, it does.
Oh, here comes a royal decree. He's deciding how to pay for it, but this is +5 power that King Knight's threatening at a really scary range.
He might not do
okay.
it.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Quite honestly, with all of this power, I would just EX cross. An EX cross basically destroys everything.
Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, because EX cross at this point, +3 power. That's what? 6?
It's not just it's +4 power. It's 4 power because it's EX, and then it's +4 power again, so that's 8. Even focus doesn't defend against it.
That's terrifying.
Right. So I think it's actually good. Change cards? Yeah, it's a change cards.
Interesting.
See, I think this is actually really good that SpyCrab didn't decree. Because currently having 2 giant boosts like this up already means that SpyCrab is quote-unquote winning. So you don't need to... The biggest weakness to King Knight is the fact that once he blows out all of his power budget, it's blown, right? So being a bit more conservative with your decrees and making sure that you use them when you couldn't use other things is very important. So I think keeping these 2 boosts and not quote-unquote wasting the decree is a good play. Sydney and Serena seems to be just preparing more and more. Yes. Again, this is also a valid option. When you're in a losing position, sometimes preparing a lot and then just waiting for your opponent to strike into you is better. That is a very interesting play.
Yeah, because as I said, that would have brought up a lot of options. I wonder if he's trying to.
Yeah, because now Sydney and Serena has grasp.
Yeah. And he doesn't have the speed to get rid of it. Although I guess...
Well, this just could be shoulder charge.
All right.
But let's see if it's grasp. Nope. But it is shoulder charge.
Okay, cool. So, looks like... Although... Looks like
Yep, he'll dodge
Serena,
it.
Yeah, escapes. So, that's... you have to imagine that if you're Poiman right now, you're breathing a sigh of relief here.
Right. Where does King Knight want to go? I believe King Knight's only closing 2. Is King Knight going to advance 1 or 2 more?
I would have to imagine he'd want to advance 2, right?
2. There you
Absolutely.
go.
You want to be next to Sydney, but not next to Plant if you can avoid it.
Yeah, this is really really rough. So earlier on, I was just saying like just cross, right? um, it would have worked a lot of the time actually, especially since both
Yeah.
choking thorns are now technically down. So,
And he
well,
would have won
not
the
both,
speed
but
tie.
right. The speed tie is really relevant here.
Interesting. What do you think this is?
I,
Unboosted from King Knight.
probably just grasp.
Ah,
It is just grasp.
that's not gonna win that trade, I don't think.
No, will not win that trade.
And he's getting the other
I think.
transform online too.
Well, no, he already has a Spore Burst transform up.
Oh,
So
right, that's the one he has. Never mind.
yeah.
I can't read, so this makes this game very difficult.
Yeah, Exceed. You know, sometimes the biggest strat in Exceed is to just read your cards. It's very, very difficult, Moriarty. Very difficult.
It's not available to me. I can't read.
Only true Exceed gamers can read. This is a very. So people generally think that Grasp is a low value play. I generally tend to agree, except when it's kind of used like this. In the sense that if you use Grasp to essentially confirm a hit so that you can get a certain threshold of gauge, it's very, very good. King Knight really wants to be at 3 gauge because he can use that gauge to exceed. However, that's only really useful if King Knight doesn't have any more decrees up. Does that make sense?
Correct. Doesn't that push from Serena?
No, it's pushes from Sydney.
The pushes from Sydney on that one? Okay.
Yes. Otherwise, it would say push from this attack's source.
Okay. I misunderstood.
Right. Yeah, no worries. It confuses people too. The point is that Spore Burst creates distance for Sydney 100% of the time.
Correct. Why is that grass staying out?
Yeah, it should go into gauge. There you go. I think they caught it.
Okay.
So now the game has turned around really quickly. From what I assumed to be a King Knight winning game, it has quickly turned around, all because of that crossplay. I think the thing about it is that King Knight should have just struck on curve on his turn while he had the +4 power up, as opposed to spending one turn to move in just so he could attempt to confirm a grasp. You know, you might as well just have done the attack immediately. Cut the middleman, you know?
Yeah, especially since he discarded cross to do it, showing us that he could have. It's a real,
All right.
real scary moment there.
What do you think this attack is from Sydney and Serena?
I have to imagine.
It's obviously Aruane's kiss, right?
Yeah, I have to imagine because he's got the gauge for it, right?
I mean, it is literally free. Like, here's the thing about this matchup, right? If you get into the situation, you will get hit by Aruane's kiss. There's no way out of it. Just take it, wild swing.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that is he wants to get rid of that gauge. He doesn't want to deal with Glorious Boosted. Although no decrees have come out yet, so
Right. Like, it doesn't seem like SpyCrab's won for doing decrees, which is a fair way to play King Knight because there's a strat. Okay, that's interesting.
they're expensive. He's going big hand King Knight.
Block.
Oh,
That's not
Blossom
Aruane's
Haze.
kiss.
Did not expect that.
I did not expect it either. But just getting the transform up might be good for Sydney and Serena.
Right. He might just want to start getting that gauge online so that he can make sure not to die.
Right. Well, he will die. I mean, that's quite literally what happens when you exceed, but now it's rough. Because right now, if King attempts to attack in any way, shape, or form, he's going to get kissed. Dude!
Oh, man.
The dude comes out, draw 2 cards, we can take the other boost action.
2/2.
Yeah, sorry, that's what we called it in testing.
It's okay. Hey, man. I just call it the Hoenn card. So, got Pokemon Night out here. I can make that joke.
Why do you draw an extra card?
For end of, did he refuse to take the boost action?
Interesting. Why would you doot and then refuse to take the boost action?
I don't know, but it appears to have been the case. Yeah,
Huh. Interesting.
cannot
And
move. Oh,
there
that's
you go.
rough at this range for King Knight. I don't think he has any answers really here.
This is why you shouldn't discard your dives.
I
Both the dives are down, so
say
there's no counterplay to this.
even with the dives in play, he can't like he couldn't get away from it,
No,
right?
you can just tech it.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. So in my mind, what King Knight should have done is just wild swing to get rid of that boost. Because what will happen now is King Knight can't do anything at this range. Sydney and Serena are winning, right? So Sydney and Serena are gonna start drawing cards, boosting, or using their character action to put more stuff into their gauge. Either way, it's terrible for King Knight because none of his attacks work at this range. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you could hit trumpets, but we've already lost one trumpet. So
The idea of using trumpet as counterplay to that is actually quite great, but and he could have it. He's only got 5 cards left in deck.
and technically, trumpets do beat Kiss.
Yeah. I mean,
So I guess you could trumpets.
it looks like
Maybe I think that's the play. I think it is trumpets.
it looks like he's got the defend up too, so keep that
Yeah.
going
So
in.
and he can like sustain the trumpets too.
Yeah. So
This might not be terrible.
he's actually going to use trumpets effectively, which is amazing.
This is
if
godlike.
true.
This is godlike.
Oh man, I'm so
Oh,
glad
I
that
can't wait
deck
to
is
see it.
represented.
Oh, the
Alright.
strut.
Okay, it can't close, but yeah, get that power on trumpets.
Yeah. This is probably the trumpets. So we need to spend
Yeah.
3. So one thing I want to talk about that some of our viewers might not understand is when they look at King Knight's decrees, they cost a decent bit of force, right? It says it costs 3 force, or 3 force to get this kingly strut up.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you something, Moriarty. How much is Way of the Warrior? The awesome Ryu Ken boost.
Isn't that's
It's
2,
trumpets.
right?
Wait, let's look at trumpets first. No,
Oh,
no, it wasn't trumpets.
did he think he was striking against Serena?
No, he's just doing armor. He's just stacking armor.
Okay. And I guess he gets cards back. I was surprised. I thought we were getting trumpets for sure.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good way to confirm a trumpets. Plus, if the trumpets hit, it would pull Sydney all the way back into range too. So that would have been like a really high value play. I don't know why you would decree on top of that.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't expecting the strike so soon.
Maybe. I mean, you could have just wild swung, honestly.
Yeah.
If we wanted to just get rid of, regardless, decrees aren't as expensive as you think they are. Way of the Warrior, for example, is an ultra boost that costs 1 force, right? But you know that boost actually costs more than that.
Because it's also the card from hand.
Exactly. Decrees don't come from your hand. And when you play a decree, you actually draw a card. So technically, decrees cost 2 less force, quote unquote.
A decree is really just a card change.
Right. So decrees are technically basically cost the same as Way of the Warrior. And some of the decrees are as good, if not better, than Way of the Warrior. So there you go. That's just some quick knowledge about the economy of King Knight and why you probably shouldn't be too scared of doing decrees. King Knight has a lot of cards in hand, though, so that's a plus.
Correct. He definitely has the option advantage over Sydney right now. Although Sydney and Serena, they're less predictable because they have more overall potential, whereas King Knight has only 2 cards that are not in the field in some way.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a really rough position for King Knight anyway, because he's way too far. There you go.
Oh well, no more. He got rid of his other king of cards to advance. What's going on now?
If he's only advancing 2, then that was a wasted ultra. You could have just spent 2 on the ultra.
Okay. Oh, there he goes. Okay, he is advancing 3.
Okay. It seems like King Knight's preparing for a second deck comp Slaughter because
Yeah.
no decree, only one decree has gone up, and it's not the speed decree. Both of the King of Cards are gone, so that means all of his copies of Fake Light are gone. Um, I mean, it is Fake Light, right?
No, that's a good way to put it.
Right. And now, and he hasn't exceeded yet. So there's actually still a lot of action on King Knight's part. A lot of things he can do. Yeah, Sydney and Serena preparing sounds semi decent right now.
And then there's that.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Okay. So I think both Choking Thorns and Spore Bursts are down. So the only thing that Serena can do right now is Kiss. I don't think there's anything left.
Alrighty.
Boosting Spin Jump.
Alright.
No, not boosting Spin Jump. So boosting Spin Jump is a really interesting move because it's near the end of the first deck where Spin Jump is the Spin Jump boost is its most powerful.
It's most powerful.
Yeah.
Seems to still be on the field here, so he may actually be boosting it.
No, I think you lagged. I don't see it on my side.
Interesting. Well, hopefully. Oh, well, they're moving stuff around, but he's got an empty space in his hand.
Yep, you're lagging.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, there. I think that should fix it, right?
Yep. It's in his hand now. So.
Yep. All right. Tabletop Simulator sometimes works, sometimes like this.
Sometimes it's this way.
What's Sydney's plan here, dude? What does Sydney and Serena want to do at this point?
I think at this point you want to keep him out because, again, as you said, he's going to have a lot of scary options in there. Sydney and Serena knows he has the spin jump boost, so you want to keep King Knight out of your face with your push and pull effects here.
That's going to be really rough when most of them are gone now.
Yeah. I think at this point, you're trying to do that, but you also have the options, since you do have 2 transforms available. You do have the option of being able to sort of exceed for free if you're able to get back to Serena. So
right.
there is that available to him as well if he needs to gain that extra bit of life.
Ooh, see, they had trumpets in their hand. Should have played it last time.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, I can see that sometimes playing as King Knight, I don't see trumpets as an attack, so maybe that was just what he was going through as well.
Right.
But
given the that's such an interesting play. Okay, I'm pretty sure Sydney and Serena has a grasp in hand right now.
Yeah, I think I said I think at this point you want to get your gauge, you want to get your confirms so that you have that life on deck, and you just kind of want to make King Knight waste his resources at this point. He's about to go through his first reshuffle. Hasn't asked to see. Oh no, he has. Okay, I just missed it.
All right. Yeah. I think discarding the assault is semi decent here, so that you can't get redinged. Yeah. Boosting that is a decent decree.
Make it so if you do get reading, it could potentially hurt you.
From Gage? Whoa.
Interesting. What is he holding on to over here?
I believe it's Trumpet, Scepter Smite, Shoulder Bash, Spin Jump number 2, and Healing Hammer number 2.
I just meant that he would prefer to use Gage, but well, we will see.
This is quite interesting. I don't know what either player could be playing right now. Verdant Slaughter is an option for Sydney and Serena, but it's like, it's just a sweep. It's just an Omni-confirmed sweep, so it's not really that scary.
Right. No, I think at this point, I'm almost wondering.
There's the strike.
Does he have? I'm almost wondering if he's trying to. He might be trying to get it out of. Oh, I can't look through his discard.
I don't think there's a lot of scary options here.
As I said, what I'm wondering is does he have the other dive online? Is he just trying to escape over that way? But
Right.
a lot of Sydney and Serena players don't like to exceed even though because you then lose some of your range advantage. But King Knight's had no problem closing the distance this entire match, so maybe he's decided to give it up for that.
Yeah. I do think that you should either play Scepter Slam or Healing Hammer at this range. This is most likely a dive. This is even more likely a dive because there's a boosted spike on the field,
Yep.
which means that it's super safe.
Yep.
So if it's a dive, we could just hit a spin jump on it, like try to get some gauge. I think you could actually stun out the dive. So if you just play, for example, spin jump, that would stun out the dive. If you play Scepter Slam, that also stuns out the dive.
Yeah, he's got a lot of easy answers to it.
Right. But of course, that predicates on the fact that this isn't actually just grasp.
Yeah, just get over by my plant, please. At which point,
Vine Lash is another option, but I don't think Vine Lash is that great because Vine Lash, even if it hits, still loses to Shoulder Bash.
yeah,
So not ideal.
yeah, I think both spin jump and shoulder. Well, not spin jump. Sorry, just shoulder bash in this case. But shoulder bash is definitely scary. Okay, he's doing Verdant Slaughter.
Verdant Slaughter. That should have enough guard, I believe.
Yeah, and it looks like he's getting shoulder bash, but it looks like he'll break that. So
Let's
overall,
see. That's 3. Yeah, that's definitely more than enough guard.
yeah,
So they're gonna take 7 damage from the shoulder bash, 6
yeah,
after the armor. That's definitely not enough to stun Sydney. I mean Serena,
yeah, and
and they
then
get Verdant.
they can just pull him exactly enough. 1 and 2. Wait, how do you get the third pull there?
It's you do 1 and then 2.
One towards
You do it
two.
once first, and then
Oh,
you pull an additional time for each
for each
gauge.
card and gauge. Okay, that was me just misunderstanding that one. All right.
Completely fine. We still have options here, but we haven't seen a single kiss, which means
Yeah,
that if King Knight strikes right now, he is gonna eat a kiss.
almost definitely. He's gonna
Oh, there's an exceed.
exceed interest. Oh, wait, and he's just deciding whether or not
No,
to
he's
go.
just checking. He's just checking.
That's, you know what? Fair enough. Uh,
All right.
yeah, and Sydney and Serena definitely have the gauge for it. We know King Knight has Healing Hammer in hand, so he has an effective 15 life, but Sydney and Serena also have a way to up that as well.
Quite
Uh,
frankly, right now, I would just use to me my minions and get the range 2 to threaten spin jump.
yeah, that's, I think, a better use of it. Um, that or, yeah, really that. Because then you
Yeah,
have
you want
several
to get.
mix-up options as well.
Yeah, the point is that you don't want to be on the plant because she's gonna kiss you, and that's just instantly losing 4 life in a gauge. So you might as well get out of there and get a plus speed boost on
Yeah.
top.
Yeah, the gauge is is the real scary part in this one.
I think also taking the damage is really scary because if you go down 4 life, you'll be at 7, and then just the second Verdant Slaughter could kill you.
Oh, sure, sure. I was thinking he could theoretically say pay to win here, and then he would have the trumpet option available. But
Sadly, he can't pay to win because he's not exceeded.
oh, that's why I was checking that. You're right. I completely misread that situation. I was just
Right.
checking
Which
if
is
he hadn't
why
exceeded.
which is why
Yeah,
you tend to want to exceed a bit early so that when you need your decrees, you can use them. But we are in a rough spot right now.
yeah, because Lordly Might is no help at this juncture.
Right. It just gives you bonus speed, and that's usually really good. Except against Sydney and Serena who have a disjointed hitbox 7 speed attack.
Yeah, not at this range. Not at this
Yeah.
time. But it looks like he's going to go for it anyways. Maybe he knows something we don't. Maybe he's about to get a nice kiss on the king lips.
Or maybe King Knight has seen that Sydney and Serena only has halfway through their move back one.
Okay.
Oh, it's because Poiman forgot to use his ability, which the transform that if you spend gauge during a strike, you get to push or pull the opponent one space.
Okay, and he's decided to pull him one more.
Right. So
That,
rough.
yeah. Yeah,
This changes the complexity of this turn.
yeah, because at this point, to me, my minions doesn't get you within spin jump. And I believe the shoulder bash is out of hand now, so he
It
doesn't.
also doesn't get you outside of kiss range. That's the problem.
Yeah, and he doesn't have his succeeds online. Um,
This is rough.
I almost wonder if you don't at this time go back. Push or pull one. Interesting. I was almost wondering if it would make sense to retreat at this point and spend the turn to get everything online, but
I don't think that's a great idea.
no, because I guess that's just asking to get P shot, isn't it?
No, it's asking to get Verdant slaughtered number 2.
Oh yeah, he could have that too. Hmm. Yeah, there's no real easy play here.
No, he did Groundbreaker. It seems like they're gonna spend gauge.
Yeah.
So now we're at range 3. You are still in kiss range, which is terrible.
Yeah. Oh,
there
but
it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
The question is, are the dives back?
No, here's the big brain play. Just play Spike.
Yeah, I guess
beats Kiss.
Yeah, it does beat Kiss because he doesn't have any power boosted. He gets the
Right. That's Kiss. Play Spike right now.
Yeah. Oh. He's thinking
It
about
could be Verdant Slaughter though. That'd be pretty spicy. But even then, Spike beats Verdant Slaughter. So
Yeah.
Spike is actually a really good play against Sydney and Serena right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think in general, Spike's not a terrible play against Sydney and Serena, but more so when they exceed, I guess, because they don't have all their guard yet.
Well, it's also because of the way their attacks work. If you're actually in this exact position, there's not a lot that Sydney and Serena can do to counter your Spike. They can assault or dive in, but now they're going to end up in melee against you. So that's not really ideal for them either, you know?
Yeah. Do you think that's what he was checking the normals for over there? You see, SpyCrab's checking on the normals there.
Right.
He's trying to see if he has a way to counter both the kiss and the assault.
Is there a way to counter both kiss and assault? I guess technically you can just play sweep. No, you can just play sweep. It counters both of those, but
yeah, but that still gets you the damage, which I think if you can.
That's fine. If Sydney and Serena strike into you, yeah, that's fair. I mean, there's not a lot of action right now, right? King Knight can't really do much to avoid taking damage, so he has to roll with the punches, so to speak. If you focus, and there's Verdant Slaughter.
Okay. That's going to be a whiff for him, but I guess he'll keep cards in hand. That's not nothing. But yeah, definitely the being at 5 here is a very scary proposition. He's a well, I think the fierces are down, but he's not far away from
dead.
Actually, have we seen either kiss come out?
No, that's both kisses in hand, probably.
Well, he only has one.
Or at least one.
He only has one gauge right now.
Okay, so you can't get kissed right now.
Yeah, that's the good news, because otherwise, yeah, both kisses in hand would just be dead. But he could Sydney action if he wanted to. He's got 10 life advantage, but that gives King Knight a chance to move away.
Well, King Knight doesn't want to move away. If you move away, you get Pea Shooter.
Or rather, move in.
Right, you want to move in, probably like something like a dive.
Yeah, sorry, move out of kiss range is what I mean.
Right, move out of kiss range for sure. Even more onto kiss range.
Interesting decision.
This is probably signaling the fact that King Knight really, really wants the spin jump.
Oh, and
But
there
there we
it
go.
is. Yep,
There's the obvious.
that's both kisses in hand.
Yeah.
Uh,
So King Knight better not strike right now. King Knight better 100% spend a cross in their hand, or to me, my minions, all of these other things to get behind Sydney.
I would even pay for it. Oh no.
There you go.
This is probably game.
That's game. That's a kiss.
That's not EX though. So he'll live.
He'll live, but it'll be really rough.
Yeah, this is a rough situation.
Right. I think this is all coming down to unfamiliarity in the matchup. There were certain things that were done that I like. If you knew what Sydney and Serena can do, that you wouldn't have done into them at all.
Yeah, no, definitely, and that's fair. The great thing about this tournament is that it's gotten a lot of people playing. So a lot of people are sort of experiencing parts of the matchup they hadn't before.
Right.
Mhm.
And now we're back into rough zone. King Knight's not very good at playing from behind. He's definitely a character who plays from ahead.
Correct. Yeah.
And yeah. Here's what I would do. Yeah, we have a doot, draw the 2. I honestly would just decree right now and go all out.
Yeah, I think you've just gotta attempt to overpower him. Cape and
No,
Assault.
more lights.
Interesting. Wait, why is that going in the discard?
Why did that go into the discard?
I'm just gonna ask that real quick.
Maybe they changed cards? No, you can't change cards after doot.
Yeah, no, you just get the boost.
Right. So you have to keep light in play.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just lag.
Maybe. Could be.
Did they just change cards instead of doing doot?
That I can't imagine a world where you choose that.
I don't know.
Well, no, because then they would have drawn more cards because it's an ultra.
I mean, technically no, because if you really wanted to draw a bunch of cards, doot boost draws you like 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards in total. If you just change card 3, it's still 4 cards in total, so it's like the same, except you get a boost out.
Yeah. Okay. No, it looks like that was just a misplay. It is fairly late for a SpyCrab, I believe. So that makes sense.
There you go. Mm.
All right. There's
Okay.
You can no longer assault out a kiss.
But
Oh, now you can. Well, only if you initiate, which means if he's got it in hand. That's it.
it has to be EX assault or something.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a big enough hand to potentially have it.
Or cross. If King Knight crosses here, that's actually really bad. This is an EX assault on Sydney's part, I think.
Interesting play.
King Knight has to cross here.
Yeah, no, that's the answer. Yeah,
Yeah.
even a regular
That's terrible though. If he does cross, he'll end up at like maximum range or pseudo maximum range. So
yeah,
it's not like it actually helps him, you know?
Yeah, he'll at least have the assault close as a consolation. No, he won't because he'll stun.
No.
Yeah, no,
He'll stun him. It can't be Kiss.
Right.
Because Kiss is currently one of the kisses is in discard.
Correct. Well, and I think he's moving ones that are offline to the side here. So maybe I missed the other kiss going into discard.
Maybe. I think this is a really, really interesting set of plays. I get where King Knight's coming from, but I don't know why you didn't just decree.
Yeah, I think it does come to what you said earlier. I just don't think he's prepared for the matchup. I don't think Sydney and Serena are an odd fighter to face.
Yeah, I've faced a lot of Sydney and Serenas in my day, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. As I said, Bergs plays him, so I'm somewhat familiar that like you just don't want to be near plant, and if you can get the
Well, you do
Gardener.
want to be near plant, except for when they have 2 gauge. Then do not be near plant.
uh, my plan is to get the Gardener in the corner and just keep punching him.
Right, exactly. That should ruin Sydney's day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of options if you just have him cornered. And it's not really that hard to corner him because his entire gameplay involves him cornering himself. So really, all you
Right.
need to do is get through the plant and walk to him.
Right. It's just that scary initial walk.
Right. It's prior to the stream, we were talking about the linchpins of this matchup, and I told you it's like you have to figure out how to fight against zoners in Exceed, and fighting against zoners in Exceed is realizing that dumping 5 or 4 cards from your hand to get to range 1 might seem terrible until you realize that even if they have 5 or 6 cards in hand, if you're at range 1, half of those cards don't do anything for
Right.
those ranged keep away characters. So yeah, it seems like King Knight didn't do that, right? King Knight was way too conservative with the cards, wasn't doing decrees, was only moving 1 at a time as opposed to moving multiple spaces at a time to get to close, right? Because instead of moving from range 4 to range 1, King Knight would move from range 4 to range 3, which doesn't really improve his chances against, Kiss or Slaughter or all those other options that the Plant and the Gardener have.
Yeah, there seems to be some weirdness going on. King Knight's still looking through that discard pile. Hopefully, he finds the answers.
Right. Who do you generally favor in this matchup since you've played some Sydney and Serena and some King Knight?
I say yes. Now that he's on my team in the tournament, I've in fact played him. Um, I think in general, it's an interesting one. I think if King Knight can get it, I think this is a that some King Knight plays could really be useful here because I think if King Knight gets his decrees online and then just throws everything at Sydney and Serena before they can get the gauge and transform online, it's in his favor. But
For sure.
I think once you hit about that halfway point where King Knight's stuff is either offline or Sydney's stuff is online, then all of a sudden that changes drastically. So I think at this point, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. King Knight should really be leveraging the fact that because the thing about King Knight you have to understand is that King Knight's decrees are outside of his deck, so he always has access to those early plays consistently. Like that's something that people heavily underestimate about this character is that if King Knight wants to, he can boost decree first turn every game all the time, right? And
Yep.
that's a huge advantage for consistency.
Yep.
So double focus.
Interesting.
Double block.
Well then, this is something, isn't it? Welcome to the Madlands.
I don't.
EX block, I mean,
EX block memes.
I'm trying to. So, EX block with light boosted. This is an interesting play because a lot of times with block you would play one and then discard the other for 2 armor as opposed to the one you would get from EXing it.
Yeah.
Since none of the other EX bonuses really help block that much. So,
Yeah.
just a really interesting play.
I don't know. Maybe styling. Maybe memeing.
Yeah, I mean, there is a bra button in here, so it is entirely possible it is a meme on that sense, and if that's so, you got me. That's hilarious.
Well played. Well played. I mean, look, he didn't die, right?
Yeah, I mean, it works. That's the thing. Uh,
Yeah, we need to see some. Okay, dude, number 2.
all right. So that means
And this is what I'm talking about. Is that if you don't leverage your early game advantage enough, you end up in the situation, King Knight, where you're just there's the kiss.
I say, what do you feel about what do you think about the armor and guard situation here? I mean, when you got 1 life.
No, it's not really that useful. I think they were just using it as a change card.
Yeah, that's fair. Get rid of that spike.
All right.
All right. Well, he doesn't have
This is
blocks
just
online,
Kiss.
so yeah,
Um,
I think Kiss is free at this point if he has it, and he
yeah, you
does.
have to EX focus to not die to Kiss.
Well, he doesn't have that either online either because he focused earlier. Yeah, he had Assault, so that is game. Game one will go to Sydney and Serena. Give them
Good job, Poiman. Great game.
so they can go ahead and get a nice little medal there. Alrighty, well played.
All right. I think the turning point of this matchup was when King Knight decided to not boost his decree. I think I think the big turning point in this matchup was when King Knight had like 2 boosts up, and then decided to not play trumpets against Sydney and Serena. I think
Yeah,
that was the biggest turning point here.
it was the biggest turning point in my heart because I really wanted the trumpets to hit and be the right play.
All right. I mean, it was objectively the correct play, so it would have been really cool if it worked. Well, now Sydney and Serena cannot be played.
Correct.
We'll see whether or not SpyCrab will continue to play King Knight. The remaining 2 characters on Poiman's team are Fight and Enchantress.
Correct.
I would not try to King Knight into either of those characters.
No.
Terrifying. You don't want to. It's very difficult to justify.
But King Knight, Polar Knight, Plague Knight, who do you try against those ones?
I would probably play Plague Knight.
Plague Knight. I guess, yeah, you have the best options against zoning.
Yep.
Okay.
And against Fight, easy.
Okay.
All right, easy win. Yeah, I think Plague Knight is the more viable choice here. Mostly because he has some tools to deal with Enchantress, and he has some tools to deal with Fight. There's Enchantress.
And there's Plague Knight. Good call.
Yeah. Okay, so this matchup's going to hinge on one thing. Does SpyCrab understand how to beat Enchantress in this matchup? The answer to that question is hold your dives, hold your assaults, use them to play range 1 to 7 sweeps.
Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting that about how silly Plague Knight's things are.
Right.
He's always a treat to watch.
Right. So for all the people who are watching and don't understand how to fight Enchantress just yet, Enchantress is a character who essentially redraws back to 6 cards every time she runs out of cards in hand. Right? So what a lot of people tend to do with Enchantress is that they go to the opposite side of the screen and stand there and force you to walk into her. That is valid, but one important thing to understand against Enchantress is that she actually can't do much at long range, and she also doesn't draw a card at the end of her turns. So if she actually is not hitting you constantly, she's actually gaining less value than you at long range. Which means that if you just sit there and prepare, you out-tempo her. You out-tempo her massively. And like that alone helps this matchup a lot. Because Enchantress has a lot of cards, but not a lot of them actually convert into threats. You know what I mean? Like you get hit by homing orb, it's 3 damage. So what?
Yeah. I feel like Enchantress is the matchup where you get the most value out of Wild Swing.
Oh. Why do you think so?
Because I think there's a lot of advantage to Enchantress, at least post-Exceed, to striking every turn or almost every turn, as long as she doesn't lose the strike. So at that point, you want to...
That was easy.
Interesting decision here. I guess he's using that to signify how many moles, maybe?
I don't know. I think they're just memeing.
Oh, fair. I mean, can't fault that.
Yeah, don't let your memes be dreams, right, Moriarty?
While we're memeing, I'd like to send a message out to Brad and release the sleeves, coward. Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
Thank you.
You know, I would also like to I don't know. Do we shout out the fact that this tournament is sponsored by Level 99 Games with a prize pool of $350? Blah blah blah.
Oh, we do. Yeah, hold on a second. I have the Let me grab
Yeah, there's a
that.
copy for that, right?
Yeah. There's a little image I can have as an overlay that I should have been having this entire time. That was the one.
All right, that's cool.
There was the Taxi had a whole thing with all these.
And that's cool. He has a streamer pack. I think this. I mean, I want to give a shout out to Taxi, Ogre, and all of the organizers for this tournament. This has been one of the best run tournaments we've had. Biggest tournaments we've had. So Level 99 Games, and I guess Marco as a representative of Level 99 Games. I'm happy that everybody's getting to get together, enjoy the game. Happy that we're making content like this too. I mean, I'm here not as a Level 99 Games representative, right? I'm just here because I'm me. I like Exceed. I'm just chilling, talking with friends, talking with you, Moriarty.
Well, yes, it's good to have you here, Marco. Where you're hosting.
I am not hosting.
Well,
you are hosting.
Only time will tell.
Right.
Looks like they're set. Plague Knight's about to go first.
Right. Ooh, here's my dream play turn 1 as Plague Knight, right?
I'm here for it. I haven't played a whole lot of Plague Knight. Tell me what.
All right. The first turn is going to be the ever amazing EX. Oh my gosh. EX unstable into discard one of my assaults.
Oh my.
Or we could do that.
Or
we could prep.
Sometimes you just need the cards. Sometimes even after Mole, you don't have a good option.
This is a really interesting play, though, because Plague Knight wants to have a decent hand, but not a giant hand. Because you want to be able to control which cards get discarded with your unique ability. So...
yeah.
Sorry, correction, not unstable. I meant chain reaction. My bad.
It's all right. I don't know the character well enough to correct you, so I was just gonna yes and you.
Oh, I like it. You took improv classes, huh?
Yeah, I can't interact either, so the fact that they have not laid out the Plague Knight, the Plague Knight.
So chain reaction is essentially an assault, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an assault that says after draw until you have 4 cards in hand. So Plague Knight uses that to essentially dump his whole hand and then reload immediately on the same turn.
That seems pretty useful.
Right. So the ideal opening play I wanted was something like Berserker's Brew, spend a bunch of force, EX chain reaction into discard assault. That way you deal 7 damage, you draw 4 cards, and then you gain advantage and it's your turn again.
That's that's a strong start.
Right. And all of that at 6 speed from range 4. So not even Homing Orb could beat it. It would have to be an EX Homing Orb. This can't be a Homing Orb because Homing Orb only hits range 5. They're currently at range 4. Which
Correct.
Means that this could be either Fire Pillar, Magic Shot, or Flying Charge. Probably gonna be Magic Shot. No, yes, probably Magic Shot.
I'd imagine at this range, although 4 specials are not necessarily as scary for Enchantress, but I do agree. I think that when you strike here, you want to strike on or above curve if you can help it.
All right. There's not much that Plague can do on defense because some of his best options are locked behind being able to discard dive or assault, and you can't do that with 7 cards in hand, so that's just not possible. And they're talking about Homing Orb. You could tell. Wild Swing would be my answer here.
Yep. As I said, I think this is the matchup. Well, not necessarily this matchup, but I think Enchantress is the character Wild Swing gets the most value from. I guess I didn't elaborate on that.
I thought Wild Swing as Enchantress as opposed to Wild Swing against. I think I would agree with you if it's against.
Interesting. I'm just thinking,
what happened?
No, just the idea of Wild Swinging as Enchantress. Again, I haven't played a whole lot of Enchantress.
I mean, I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was confused. Because I wouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you when you draw 6 cards at the end of every sequence, right?
Right. Yeah, no, definitely against, because you at that point you're kind of keeping tempo, because Enchantress gets a lot of value out of attacking, right? Because she can refill her hand easily.
Right.
Um, I guess more so Exceed Enchantress, because otherwise she's
Well, even here, actually, Exceed Enchantress gets less tempo from striking because she doesn't refill on cleanup. Frontside Enchantress can,
oh,
but not backside Enchantress. Backside Enchantress only can refill on a turn that she would normally draw for the end of her turn.
okay. Well, you can you can see my green showing, but
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's confusing too at first, but yeah, this I think is gonna be really scary. Here's the thing: there is nothing that Plague Knight can play that would win right now, except if it's like EX long pitch. But
it's not EX.
yeah, it's not EX, so that's like Magic Shot or something.
Yeah.
From what I know about Poiman really likes to play. I mean, like not just Poiman, but it's really good play to just play above curve, especially against a
Yep.
character with no Guardy specials at range 4. So yeah, I think Magic Shot here is free. It's 2 damage and gives you 2 gauge, halfway towards Enchantress's 4 gauge threshold, so that she can exceed. And a lot of Enchantresses tend to want to have 4 gauge to exceed. I don't personally think that that's the case all the time, but yeah, it's a thing that people want to do.
Right.
Do you generally want 4 gauge, or do you technically use your gauge for ultras?
I think if so, I played Enchantress once and I did not click with her, so I don't think I would take my advice as Enchantress. I played more against than as at this point.
Sure. But
Uh,
there's an Enchantress card in Plague Knight's hand. Hmm.
that's not. Hold on one second.
That's one unstable concoction.
There's oh, he was looking at Spiral Orb. Uh,
Viral Orb would not be a great play right now, I think.
yeah, I'm not really sure why he was. Oh, maybe he just went to grab something and picked it up. But I think it depends on the matchup. So I tend to fight Enchantress as Minato. So then you want to
You're a
keep.
terrible human being for playing Minato.
Okay, listen.
Don't worry. I play him too.
Yeah, he's my sweet baby boy. He's a car, and I have to protect him from all these terrible Street Fighters who would beat him up. Uh,
And there you go. It was the magic shot, by the way.
yep. No, I think you called it right on. Looks
Right.
like he tried to play sweep into it, but since
Yeah.
there was no
Probably
advancing,
expecting a dive or a flying charge. I don't think Enchantress would do either of those.
no, I think
So,
Enchantress is very comfortable at range 4 and 5. I think, if I remember her
right.
kit right. So
Yes.
she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to come in. He's going to have to walk into her.
This is actually really, really interesting. And again, this is why you were saying that you should just wild swing on defense, right?
Mm-hmm. Because you then have
Because, yeah, nothing you would have played would have worked anyway, right?
right. So why waste a card? Why waste hand advantage? In the short
Right.
period, because you only have it for a very short period of time with Enchantress.
Okay, this is good. Is this long pitch? Yes, it
There we
is.
go. Yep.
Okay, but that is his spiral orb. So,
Interesting. Was he?
Enchantress is going to do Enchantress things.
Oh, after draw or discard, I guess. That makes sense.
Yeah. Enchantress is just going to go down to 0 cards and draw 6 again.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no reason not to. That
Right.
makes sense as to why we would play it. I was a little confused before as to why.
No, yeah, Spiral Orb is just a mega focus. It's a mega focus. Like, even if you weren't Enchantress, the thing draws you 3 cards. Like, even if you weren't Enchantress.
Yeah. So it's worth trading. It's worth taking that 1 damage.
Right. And this is just a free reload.
Yeah.
And this is one of Plague Knight's weaknesses, I think, is that
He's
Plague
also
Knight.
draw. Sorry, go on.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I guess.
Did he? Oh,
No,
you're
he's
gonna
just
hit.
doing
You're
the
gonna hit.
thing.
Yeah. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
He's teleporting, yeah. And there you go, instant refill.
Yep. Um,
Make him.
interesting. Would you go? What is Enchantress's plan at range 2, you think?
I have no idea. Here's my idea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Enchantress is gonna wait for Plague Knight to walk to 1, and then Enchantress is gonna play teleport number 2 and go to the opposite side of the board.
That would be very spicy. I look forward
Because I
to
can't
seeing
imagine
this.
why Enchantress would want to do this.
It's yeah, no, that was not where I expected her to go.
Right? Because she has no options at 2. She has
Yep.
Flying Charge and she has Spiral Orb, which are like okay. They're not big threats, right? They're just safe.
Right.
Um,
And
so
I do know Plague Knight has range 2, speed 7, perfect pitch, I think it's called.
right. He has a DP essentially.
Yeah, he has a good poke from here.
Right. I think that's an interesting Plague Knight play. I'm not against it, but yeah, the big strength to Plague Knight is creating those unbeatable attacks. So
Right, by
I'm
making
not
his
sure.
cards.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. Okay.
Oh.
What would this be? Probably just the focus.
Yeah, I was gonna say focus sweep. Dive would be funny.
Die would be funny, but also I don't think that's great.
No, I think pretty much anything other than focus and sweep are very dangerous there.
Right.
Again, I don't remember perfect pitch off the top of my head, but
It's a 2/2/7.
yeah, does it have any effects or is it just 2/2/7? It's just that's
It has hit draw card, the opponent discards a card at random. So basically it's like a sweep.
yeah. So uh,
Discarding dice?
12, which is on curve for most attack-based D&D classes to hit. Okay,
Discarding
discarding
focus. Nice play. Nice play. Spike at range 2.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, that was a good mix-up. Not a lot of Plague Knight's options actually beat Spike at 2. The only bad thing would be cross. And if Plague Knight crosses, then he's back where he began, and he's in
That's a good
like
trade.
keep
Yeah.
away there. Yeah, Enchantress is brawling. And this is the thing about Enchantress, right? That I think great Enchantress players make use of a lot is the fact that she can brawl half decently. And when she runs out, she just refills immediately. So
Right, because you can just keep it. Plague is preparing. What do you think of just keeping his hand of options here? Trying to match Enchantress's hand size. What do you think of that kind of play?
I'm not sure if that's necessarily the best. Like, don't get me wrong, an Enchantress with 7 cards is nowhere near as scary as any other character with 7 cards because other characters have way more threatening cards than Enchantress does, right?
Right.
But at the same time, all of the threat from Plague Knight comes from his unique ability and then grafting dives and, draw cards from on top. Plague Knight has a lot of incidental card draw effects. So cards like his Staff of Surging, his Chain Reaction, Frantic Research, heck, even his Ultras just give him random card draw. So Plague Knight is really good at spend a lot, draw a lot. Wild Swing on Enchantress.
That's at range 2 wild swing at that. That's
Spicy.
yeah. What is he doing here? I'm interested. You've got me hooked, bud. Wild swing is sweeping an assault. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, good job. I don't know
the
how
heart of the cards.
Yeah.
The heart of the cards.
He really just
Oh my lord.
What is happening?
Discarded Staff of Surging too. That's really awful.
Wow. He just
Right.
he looked into the future. He closed his eyes and he looked into the future and he said, I think I'll wild swing.
Right. So right now I am 100% sure that Enchantress has Scream in her hand.
Yeah. I think You're absolutely right. And just the wildest way to draw it out is
freaking crazy.
he's gonna prepare here too, isn't he? Don't do it.
Yeah,
Just
I
strike
think
him.
this isn't correct. I like Plague Knight. You have a decently low hand right now. If you can get a good Plague Knight turn, you could easily end up with more cards than you are right now after dealing 7 damage to your opponent.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's thinking about it. Okay, okay.
yeah.
He's
See, I think this is the thing. If you're unfamiliar with fighting Enchantress, you're gonna look at how many cards she draws, and then you're gonna go, "Oh, I need to contest that by drawing more cards." That's the thing. You're never gonna win on the value game. Don't try to outvalue Enchantress. That's just not gonna work. You have to find other advantages to take advantage of.
I'd recommend making her discard her entire deck.
Milling Enchantress is pretty good too. This is Scream. There's no outs to this. You have to play Staff of Surging number 2.
He could have it again. He's going high hand. So
Right. Okay. Staff of Surging number 2.
we'll find out.
Oh, are we doing a discard? Oh, we are. Yeah, I'm not really into discarding from a full hand. Ooh.
Oh well.
No, that's no good.
Get 2 cards, I guess.
And that's Flying Charge.
Yeah.
So
That's 4 speed and giant bomb. So it looks like
it's gonna miss.
yeah.
And there we go. A lot of value lost. Here's the thing. Plague Knight had Assault and Berserker's Brew and Giant Bomb in hand. So what Plague Knight could have done was use Berserker's Brew, spend all the cards in hand except for the Assault and the Giant Bomb, play Giant Bomb, then use his UA on the last card in his hand, which is the Assault.
Yeah. Got that close on. I think yeah. I think just predicting properly Enchantress's mix-ups though. I'm really surprised at the range 1 mix-up from Enchantress.
I was really surprised by the Wild Swing.
Yeah, this is some high-level Enchantress play.
That's some big brain right there. I do think that Plague Knight needs to aggress more. Enchantress feels so comfortable striking into him because he's not doing anything, and that's a problem.
And she just is disrespecting his options too, which is
good because like a lot of people are scared of perfect pitch, but all perfect pitch is just 2 damage, right? I mean, sure, you lose some cards, but you're Enchantress. You have infinite cards.
Yep.
So right now, I don't know what Plague Knight should be doing. I would usually recommend something like Exceeding, so that you can get more effects on your cards. But given the way that SpyCrab has been playing Plague Knight, he hasn't been using that unique ability to great effect. So I think keeping the gauge up so that you can threaten Castle Crasher later on is the best line of play here.
All right.
I wish I knew what was in his hand.
Well,
There's Castle Crasher.
Castle Crasher. Yeah.
We're playing Serum Supernus. Okay.
Okay. Oh, does he have a release? But no, he's not.
Okay. So there you go. And then discard the last card in hand.
Yeah, that'll do it.
No discard? Interesting.
I definitely thought he was aiming for that when he kept 2 in hand.
Right.
Is he afraid of the
Because
wild
that's
swing?
maybe. I don't think so. Like this has to be something like Assault or Chain Reaction, right?
Yeah. Or
It could also be Dive.
I think we've seen a couple SpyCrab plays. He might just be holding on to block in hand.
Good dive play.
Yeah. That'll do decent. So that's 7. So that'll won't stun, but it'll handle it.
Yeah.
And the draw card after effect isn't as useful for Enchantress as it is for
Gauge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You got it. Good job.
All right. So, and see, that's the kind of play that Plague Knight likes doing, right? But imagine if he had done that earlier, right?
He wouldn't be playing catch up as much.
Right. You should really be taking your chances while you're ahead.
Oh, well,
Sadly, not enough gauge.
yeah, that would have been
Nah, that's
something.
rough. Chain reaction.
That's not just one shy.
Imagine if Plague had not spent one of his gauges and instead spent the card in hand, he would have wild swung into a Crasher and it would have worked.
That would have been. I would have liked to see that.
For sure. I would have changed cards using my gauge here.
Yeah, get that true refill. Because you're in the one spot where striking Enchantress is not.
Yep, you do not draw at the end of your turn, Poiman. Alright, good.
That was easy.
This is a rapid beam.
Yeah, makes sense because it's well, but if it's a rapid beam, I guess I guess the lack of card in hands would make me think twice. But I get what you're saying, because hmm.
Like here's the thing. Rapid beam is not as effective with a small hand, but also Plague Knight only has 10 health left. So
Right.
like rapid beam would still deal 8 or 7.
What do you maybe? Do you think there's a chance that those two cards are going to retreat to on Enchantress's next turn?
Yeah, likely. No, 100% likely. But he boosted Fierce right now, which means he's threatening something. Like, it makes
Yeah.
no sense to boost Fierce if you're not threatening anything, right?
Right, and I'm just looking at it. He has 15.
That,
so, yeah.
I think, was a misplay. 100% a misplay. Not even I think.
Yeah.
He discarded a cross and a assault to advance 2 spaces when he could have just boosted cross.
Yeah. Don't worry, muscle memory kicked in. We got you, Poiman. We saw you do it.
Yeah, no problem. We were just, making sure that the game's playing correctly.
Yeah.
Wild Swing is intense.
I'm scared of Poiman's wild swings now.
Well, you also have to understand that Enchantress has seen half her deck by this point, so she has a decent idea of what it is.
Yeah.
Discard from hand for Plague UA? Yes, we are. No, we're not.
No. Maybe.
Like, I would just take anything at this point.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a half decent triggered effect, I'd take it. But
you're 10 behind, so.
Oh, maybe retracting the Wild Swing?
Okay. Interesting. I mean, no knowledge was revealed, so. Yep,
Okay, there we go.
Is. And then draw to 6.
Now this is a rapid beam.
Yeah, no, definitely. Now I'm on board.
Okay. Plague has a lot of things not going for him correctly. Interesting.
Okay. What is he keeping in hand here? Is what I want to know, because he's keeping something in hand
Block.
on purpose.
He's keeping block.
Yeah, probably.
No, it's Staff of Surging. Okay, good discard on Poiman's part. Great read.
Yeah, that'll do.
I don't know if that's. I mean, technically, Staff of Surging is good once the grasses are down. Also, I really commend SpyCrab for doing this, because now SpyCrab did the thing where he went in and committed despite not having a lot of cards, right?
Yeah.
SpyCrab just has to do something, and like do something right now, because this is probably Scream.
Yeah, I mean, at this range.
So you have a few options to be able to beat the Scream. It's really rough, though. It would have to be you play Dive. Not even play Dive, because he's initiating with Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even Dive.
Well, you won't outspeed it, but also he doesn't have anything to block or to break guard with it that I can see.
No, he can discard Castle Crasher, which gives it +2 power.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting about Plague Knight's alchemy craziness.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, you have to take your chances here. Play something with 5 power, and then hopefully discard a Castle Crasher. I don't think there's any other way out of this Scream.
Got a
That's
coin
the
flip.
Scream. That's the block. There you go.
Okay, well, that's...
Block's not terrible.
What are you paying for it? That's the real question.
I would pay. Here's the thing. It really depends on what's in his hand. The thing about Plague Knight is that specific cards are infinitely worth more than other cards. Like Dive and Assault are disproportionately just so much better on Plague Knight than any other character.
Oh, yeah.
So if he's spending one from Gauge and one from hand, that might signal that the one card left in hand is a very good card.
It could. He
Yeah.
may also just be wanting to get those dives online. He's got 8 left, so if he's able to get any real draw going, he can bring that back on.
Yeah, getting dives online at range 1 is not necessarily that great.
No, that's true. I just mean, like, as far as when you spend, just get that set up for a couple turns from now.
Yeah. Oh, why? Oh, he's gonna prepare.
Ooh.
There's a lot of like. I mean, this isn't just like the Plague Knight. This is also some good play from Poiman. Poiman parried the Staff of Surging, which was not only a great melee option, it was also a redraw option.
And here it is, an expensive reading, or not reading, sorry, an expensive parry.
Parry.
Exodia. Yeah.
Well, it's not really expensive because you draw 6 cards after.
That's true for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like it might seem like you just spent 3, but like really you spent nothing. You draw 6 again.
All right, he was keeping dive and sweep in hand, so
that's interesting. Which means that more preparing.
He's not happy with his options at this juncture. So that is what I read from that.
Yeah, I don't know why not though.
Well, Enchantress is happy with his options. So.
I mean, Enchantress doesn't need to be happy with her options. She just needs to draw more cards.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, okay.
Refusing to strike. No striking again.
Thought about it. Maybe, maybe not. Let's go for it.
Yeah, as sketchy as the girl I asked to prom once. All right, let's see. Are we getting a discard? No, probably a sweep. There you go. There is the sweep.
There's the block. That's offline now.
All right. That's one discard. You have to. So I think here's the thing, right? Plague Knight is behind, but also playing safe. That is not how you win. You can't play safe if you're losing.
Yeah, the time for safety has passed.
Yeah, I mean, by picking Plague Knight, the time for safety was never.
Safety was never an option.
Right, safety, no, but that's the thing. Safety is never an option with Plague Knight. You go all in and then refresh. You go all in and then refresh. Like, there's no such thing as conservative Plague Knight play, right? Because doing so, I think, actually actively makes you miss out on resources. Because his card draw is a hand refresh until 4. So if you have 5 cards in hand and you do that hand refresh, it does nothing, right? So it's actually better the less cards you have.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I just you just made me think of Plague Knight wearing little lab goggles.
Yes.
He's got his MSDS forms filled out. He's got his
Yeah. You know, it's really funny because we actually call him Beaker playtesting. So.
Oh, that's fun.
Right. Named after the Muppet. Also, Enchantress decided to keep 1 card instead of advancing an extra space to create range 5 and hand filling.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know either. My first thought was maybe it was Rapid Beam, but that doesn't kill, so I don't think anything she has does.
No, she's just exceeding.
Oh, okay. Well, it is it is Rapid Beam then maybe because then she has to. Oh no.
No. No, she didn't do it because if she went empty, she would have drawn 6 and she only had 3 cards left, which would have triggered reshuffle. She didn't want to do that.
I see. And then also that lets her keep the information away from SpyCrab here, since they
Yes,
can't
that,
get a soft read.
yes and no. I think it depends because the shuffle literally just remakes her entire hand, deck, and discard. So
True,
there's
yeah.
not much information that's left.
That's a good point. Yeah, I just gotta think about Enchantress as just moving them all around like that.
Right, she's a really wily character. Plague Knight has a decent hand right now. This is actually a hand, and he has 2 gauge. So there's a comeback here because Plague Knight has, pardon the pun, explosive potential to kill people. So
Here's a question for you: is Enchantress and Shield Knight, are those the only duo fighter to also have individual solo fighters?
Shield Knight and Shovel Knight, I believe so.
Yeah, it's just interesting.
Yeah.
Because both of those two are in the game in a way, if you think about it.
Right. Oh, that's just Spiral. Takes the 4. Rough.
Yeah. That puts him in kill range of a lot of Enchantress's options as well.
All right. I mean, just a lot of normals.
Yeah, that's true. There's not really a safe place for Plague Knight to be at this point. If there's ever a time to go completely ham, now is the time.
Right. And there's the chain reaction in hand, which I would have done like boost, spend a bunch of force, UA, and etc. etc. You know,
Yeah.
the typical line I was talking about earlier on, which is the quote unquote ideal plague line, wherein you just, throw everything and then hopefully your investment pays off.
You put it in a little stew, you mix it up, and there you go.
There you go.
It's like the
Yeah.
I'm really sad I missed the one Pookie players match because it's like the Pookie thing where you just do like his compressed boost into a wild swing.
Right. Yeah. Oh God, like.
The gambling I'm in or whatever it is that just makes him wild swing, but he gets his bonuses with it.
Right.
I mean, at that point, you've played most of your decks, so you got a pretty safe option.
You know what? It's genius. It's some next level play, like that one line with Dan where you keep changing cards until you only have spikes in your hand. Reading, all right. Reading wild swing. That's actually not a bad option because if you call the reading correctly, 9 times out of 10 you'll just kill Plague Knight right now.
Yeah. Interesting.
Why are we looking at discards?
I don't know.
Okay, I would definitely play Surging right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you just gotta kind of hope that they didn't outspeed you or can't punish you with.
All right, there's not a lot of Enchantress things that beat Surging, so.
Yeah, and I think at least at least that focus is offline. So.
Yeah, one Spiral Orb is also offline, so like.
Yeah, if she doesn't have any armor, then she's done. Well, not done for, but she's stunned for.
Right. Stunned for. Nice.
What I did there was it because they rhyme.
Yeah. Totally.
Yep.
Explaining the joke makes it funnier, actually.
Unironically, this is true for me.
Yeah.
It's where I gain my power.
No, my shonen power is that I make jokes and get more. That there's definitely like some stupid anime where that's a thing. They need to make a shonen anime about stand-up comedy. Now that's.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I thought you were talking about the shonen protagonist that gets power from jokes, and I was gonna say, isn't that Bugs Bunny?
Uh-oh. What have you done? What have you done? So quick trivia about Bugs Bunny. Did you
Uh-oh.
know that he calls Elmer Fudd a Nimrod, right? So a lot of people think that Nimrod actually means idiot or stupid, right? But
Oh,
actually, it doesn't mean that.
I
Nimrod is a reference to a god of hunting.
yeah.
So Bugs Bunny was ironically calling him a god of hunting because Elmer Fudd is an incompetent hunter, right? But because he kept using it to insult Elmer Fudd, people now think Nimrod means stupid.
God, how much? So like the God, just the like. Imagine an ancient Greek coming in, being called Nimrod. It's just they get time traveled over here. People call him Nimrod, and they're like, "What? I don't have a bow. What are you talking about?"
I ain't no hunter. I'm gatherer.
Yeah.
I'm a philosopher. I talk to the Senate and stuff.
Me, I'm
Yeah.
I'm a cobbler, a mender of souls.
Hey, I like that. I like that. A mender of souls.
I pretty sure that's a Shakespeare one. I didn't come up with that.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah,
Okay, that's the staff, right? It has to be the staff, right?
yeah. There we
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
There we go. Okay.
And this is actually room for Plague Knight to come back because this actually draws him some. We saw that he had Castle Crasher in hand, which means that he can play Serum Supernus. That means that he has fuel to play a Serum Supernus right now.
Yeah.
From hand, we see that he has Perfect Pitch, Long Pitch, and Castle Crasher. There's a few ways to go about this.
Yeah. I mean, he's got
If you want to go absolutely insane, you could boost Long Pitch. Boost Long Pitch, spend a Force from Gauge, advance 2 spaces, end up at range 2. Since Poiman knows that he has Perfect Pitch in hand, Poiman won't do anything against him. Then next turn, he can Serum Supernus.
Yeah. I think I mean, that sounds like the best play available to him at this point. It's not much.
It's not a great play, right? It's absolutely risky because Poiman could just call you out and sweep.
Staff this. But
All right.
he's got it available. Alright, I think he's got it. I think he's considering it because he's going through his gauge here.
Right. Well, maybe they're just playing Serum Supernus. Maybe because they have cards in hand that I don't know about. It looks like they're doing Supernus. Yep, that's 2. No, exceeding.
Okay. Okay.
Wild. What's your feeling on exceeding in general? Do you feel like it's a good time to exceed right now?
I don't know what exceeding is.
That's the thing where you flip your character.
Okay. Minato doesn't
Are
have
you okay?
Minato doesn't have a backside, so this is if I flip him, he's just a card back then.
That's fair.
Now,
That's completely fair.
I think in this instance, exceeding, I think generally exceeding's pretty good for I mean, it's character dependent, obviously, but I think at this instance, the action advantage might be more useful.
Right. Spending 2 gauge and a turn to quote unquote do nothing is not very. Is what you're saying, right?
Right. I think it depends. Sagat, his exceeds good because it's you get a lot of action and a lot of value out of that. But for Plague Knight, it was risky, but it seems to have somewhat paid off. Enchantress did get positioning advantage here, so now
Yeah,
he's
maybe.
able to solve on that one.
Yeah, but Plague Knight's ability only really matters if the cards in your hand make the thing better. Because all of exceeding as Plague Knight does is that you can do your UA, right?
Right, and here's the other thing is she's clearly setting up for a confirmed kill that he can't do anything about, right?
Right. It's probably a Scream.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, no, she only has 1 gauge, so it's actually probably not a Scream.
Oh, interesting. So what is she setting up for then?
I have no idea. She's probably just playing safe. As usual, Enchantress tends to be able to do this because by default, Enchantress is losing, right? Because she draws way more cards than you, so she has the risk of deck out. So she has to do things into you. But now Enchantress is winning by a country mile, so she actually doesn't have to do anything.
That's fair. That's fair.
By spending that 2 gauge, now we can't threaten Castle Crasher too.
Yeah, as I said, I'm not sure that it was worth the resources, but maybe it'll end up being so.
I don't know. I don't know what these other 3 cards in Plague Knight's hand are. I hope they're really good. So, gosh, we just have to go to Magic Pixie Land, right? Magic Rainbow Christmas Land is what right now? You Berserker, spend a bunch of cards, play Long Pitch, which I know is in the hand, right? Then you discard 2 cards, and then the cards are like Staff of Surging and Chain Reaction. Like that's the best. Okay, Serum. All right. But yeah, Berserkers though.
All right.
There's nothing that Enchantress can play at this range that would beat a on-curve Long Pitch, which is interesting. Discard. Okay. Doing 1. So you make the opponent discard the card. Doesn't matter. Enchantress. There you go. They had almost the play that I was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all know this is Long Pitch.
Has to be, right?
Uh-oh. Did someone disconnect?
No, that was an observer.
Oh, that was me.
That was you. You were the disconnecting. All right, so it's EX from Enchantress coming out.
Okay, that's EX Magic Shot.
Yep. EX Firewave. Interesting.
Huh.
That's
doesn't outspeed, but that'll get stunned for sure, right?
Yeah, because it's got 1 armor. It's got 5 versus Long Pitches.
7.
Yeah, because he can spend the 1 force, and he'd be a fool not to at that point. And then he gets his after effects.
Yep. Good.
And his
good
premiere.
play.
Yeah, that'll do it. He needs to make about 3 more plays like that, and he's got this game.
I don't know if 3 is needed.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess you can get a lot of crazy stuff going on.
But one big thing you have to understand, though, is he threw away a Berserker's Brew to do that, which means that actually it's even harder to do at least 2 more of that, or even 1 more of that, because he doesn't have a Berserker's Brew. Berserker's Brew is a big value card. Did they? Oh, SpyCrab should be at 3, right? 3 cards.
Yes, he should for drawing. Okay, he's done it.
All right.
I think that's why everything was outside of his discard, so they could resolve his effects.
There's a lot of effects sometimes with Plague Knight that floats around and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him. This match is closer than I thought. All it actually takes right now is for Plague Knight to play something on curve.
Yeah.
Into a Berserker's. So basically, Berserker's Brew, display, grasp, discard, Castle Crasher would deal 8 damage. That would be a decent amount of damage. But it seems like Enchantress is striking.
Right, which I think if I'm Plague Knight, I'm just kind of keeping an eye out on what is going to kill me here.
No, it's just Magic Shot. Or Dive.
Yeah, I mean...
So Plague Knight's recourse is to play a 5-speed attack and then discard his own dive. Since he has 3 cards, that's guaranteed every time because he exceeded. He could cross out. He could block. Those are his options. He could also focus. But I think both foci are gone. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe you are correct. Because I think he discarded 1 for an effect, at least. And I think the other one got played and stunned out or moved it or missed, if I remember.
All
but
right.
I could be misremembering before the reshuffle.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's not a lot of plays against this magic shot or dive.
interesting. All right.
I would play against dive, not magic shot, because
Because magic shot
dive
just
kills.
wins.
There's the dive. So that's what we were talking about.
Yep.
And that's Crasher. High value play. If this is faster than whatever Enchantress is playing, it's assault against magic shot or dive.
Assault against dive. It is faster.
Good play. Good play.
He's bringing it in. All right. It's 4 versus 6. We may see game 3 of this, which seemed even 2 turns ago seemed like an impossibility, but here we are. A real good
Like I said,
turnaround.
man, explosive potential.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't think prepare was necessarily the most correct idea there. Should have probably changed cards too with the gauge so you'd have 3 cards.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's just trying to keep pace with Enchantress, but I guess he didn't think about
Teleport.
And one out of gauge.
Teleport to the middle. I think that is correct. Good Enchantress play.
And then just a brand new hand of options. This is a
I
rough
would just
part.
change cards. I would just change cards.
Oh, he's prepping instead. Now, when you change cards, you pay for it with gauge, right? In this case, just to get that extra 2, so you can.
Yeah. To get the extra juice or a combination of gauge and hand. So, for example, if the 2 cards to the left are something like Spike and Block, I would get rid of them because we want to have good cards in hand so that we can EX, play the cards, or discard the cards for a UA. Block and Spike don't help, right?
Yeah. Now here's the real question. I just saw a boost of Fierce from Enchantress. Is she looking to seal the deal now before he gets another big play on her?
I'm not sure. Nothing Enchantress has right now is actually good.
Yeah.
Because she's lost both of her fire waves. She might still have a spiral orb, but that's not ideal, I guess. Neither of her homing orbs are online right now because they're at 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. If Enchantress had homing orb in hand, I think she would have gone further away. So it seems like she doesn't have a homing orb. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think this might be EX Assault. I'm not sure. Has Enchantress played an Assault yet?
Not to my remembering.
Right. It might just be EX Assault. EX Assault on this would be okay. Plague has no good defense options against that. Plague's only recourse right now, I think, Plague has to strike now, is basically my point.
Yeah.
And your biggest out here is to play Brew. Brew, spend 3, Assault. Brew, Grasp. Oh no, not a prep.
Did you say the right answer was to prep? But he's surprised us before with his hand shenanigans. Can he do it again?
Maybe it's just a block. Maybe Plague is blocking. If Plague blocks, Plague can actually culture his hand to be the exact 3 cards he needs to kill Enchantress next turn. So that's not a bad idea either. But if this is just Spike from Enchantress, godlike.
All right.
I would play block if we had block. Or would you play Assault? I would also play Assault.
I think at this range, at least one of them is offline though, right? So EX is off the table.
Yeah, I mean, Enchantress already set her attack. It's not an EX. So it has to be Spike or Assault. Or, gosh, what's...
As the Enchantress player. Sorry, I'll put myself in the other corner here. Hold on. All right, we're back.
Right.
Yeah, I think at this range, as Enchantress, I'd probably play Assault. more. So
We
than
all know
not.
this is flying charge, right? What can
Does
we
she
do that
have?
beats flying charge?
Does she have it though? I thought she got rid of it. I thought she had played both already.
I've only seen one played.
Oh yeah, no, never mind then.
I've only seen one played. Maybe she boosted the other one or discarded it.
She
Yeah, games
did.
can go fast.
She did boost the other one at one point. I just don't remember if it was right before she exceeded or not.
I mean, she's exceeded. You can just assume that she has more of it. Like,
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I keep forgetting that when she exceeds, she gets everything back, not just what was. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Never mind. You're right.
This flying charge. What's the only answer? We need to block flying charge. We need to EX dive flying charge, which I know is an impossibility.
Yep, that's not going to happen.
We can actually long pitch flying charge. Long pitching flying charge, it actually works.
Yeah, because he has the one left still, right? He's only played the one since the reshuffle.
Right. So he still has a long pitch. If he just long pitches right now, I think that's his. He will lose to the assault, but I think there's not much he can do at that point.
Yeah, no, it's a scary mix-up to be in. And I think he's caught in that conundrum. He's really weighing his options here, which is pretty good.
There's an alternative here. No, he already discarded second Castle Crasher, so there's no more outs on power. Yeah, I think the only other answer focus.
Maybe.
But I don't think you have EX focus.
Oh, EX specifically. Sorry, cut out for me for a second when you said EX. Yeah, I think he's used focus already, but I could be misremembering.
Right. Yeah, I wish I could just search through discards, but that would interrupt the players.
Yeah, and you'd have to. You'd have to sit down to do it, which.
Well, not just sit down. I would also right click through their deck, and that could. Then they could want to right click through their deck. So.
Yeah, give him too much information.
There's a lot of defensive plays here. My best bet is to block. Barring that, we play EX focus. Barring that, we long pitch. I would actually just long pitch.
Yeah,
that would be my first play.
Yeah, I think if you can get that on her, because again, he just needs to get a couple more damage to really bring her within a dangerous sealed area. He's thinking about this. He's thinking that maybe they have the assault online.
I haven't seen a single assault from Enchantress.
Yeah, I mean, she's got him. He's looking through for it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of ways to beat that. Wild swing my deck.
Oh, wild swing my entire discard pile.
I wish I could, man. I wish I could. Wild swing, probably searching for block.
Yeah, I think that's it. No, or he's
Lag. Why do you do this to us?
He's trying so hard.
I tried so hard. Let's see.
He got pretty far.
Okay. In the end, it did matter. It was a fun series. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, I can't speak to the end yet.
Assault? If you had assault, you could have grasped or something.
Well, what are we?
That's the assault. If this is faster than assault, you win. No, good game.
Good game. Because he's got the fierce. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, that's enough. I want to see Plague Knight's hand. I really want to see Plague Knight's hand. If Plague Knight had a speed 6 option, it would have worked.
Yeah.
Oh, good games. It was fun casting with you, dude.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you. You brought in all of the knowledge, so thank you for hosting.
Thank you for hosting. You brought in all the graphic design.
Oh man, gotta bring in gotta finish those normals. Gotta finish those King of Fighter normals.
King of Fighters confirmed.
King of Fighters confirmed for season
32 or
12.
12? Are we up to
Season
12 in the
12.
joke?
No, not really. That was just an arbitrary number. We all know that seasons 5 through 10
Up to season.
are Shrek.
Hold on a second. Yeah, man, you got to get that fair. Oh, where are we now?
I think they're playing Connect 4.
That's a good way to do it.
Sorry, Connect 1.
Okay. This is a private game. This is not a game I can witness. I must leave.
I feel dirty for being here, you know?
I must leave this zone. Again, thank you for hosting, Marco, and upload these later. Thank you to Taxi for running the event, and thank you to Level 99 Games for sponsoring it.
Right. If you like what you've seen, and you want to get your own Exceed deck, where can people do that?
You could go to the Level 99 web store, and if you're unsure and you want to give it a test first, it is on Tabletop Simulator. There's a fan mod, but it is sort of supported by the overall community, and it gets you a really good idea of where to make your first investment for the physical game.
Hey, no, Moriarty. What if I told you there was a no holds barred, no strings attached way to test Exceed in real life?
Well, then I would ask, is it the best 2 characters that to learn the game with that you did that for?
Yes, absolutely. So if you want to get Exceed in your hands right now, you can actually go to try.exceedfightingsystem.com. That's try.exceedfightingsystem.com. And all you got to do is, go to the site, and then you could just sign up and say, hey, I want a free Ryu and Ken demo deck. That's right. Street Fighter's Ryu and Ken demo deck for free. Just go to the website. That's try.exceedfightingsystem.com.
So you're saying if you go to try.exceedfightingsystem.com, you get 2 Street Fighters?
Yes, 2 Street Fighter characters. This is totally not rehearsed, right? We didn't rehearse this. This was going really well. Can I just say?
We practiced this. This was planned, and we did it good.
Yeah, we did great, Moriarty. No, but seriously, if you just want to try out the characters for yourself, physically with your friends, on the table, then you can absolutely just go to the website, try.exceedfightingsystem.com, and get Ryu and Ken for free.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to say before we sign off?
No, just that this game is it's amazing just how much of this game you can experience for free, and even when you decide to invest into the game, it's amazing the kind of value to time you get out of it. So, just wanted to do one more shill before I hit the stop streaming button. You got everything out?
Yeah. So as usual, it's been me, your host, Mark DeSantos, also known as Mechanic Quick, and with me has been my ever stream host. Say your name, my dude.
I was gonna let you do it. You just has a good cadence. It's Moriarty. And
all right.
Thank you for hosting, Marco.